In this lecture, we are talking about properties and signal handlers. When you define your property in Qt Quick, something important happens behind the scenes. And that is, for every property that you define, there is a signal that is automatically generated for you, and you can use it to track changes to your property. Let's go to Qt Creator and show you what I mean. I'm going to create a new project we are going to work with. I am going to call it Properties and Handlers Demo and save it in the usual location. I'm going to hit Next. It's a QMake project. Choose the latest version of Qt I have installed. Choose our kit. And we have our project here. We're going to change the title here. And we are going to put in our usual rectangle. You must be familiar with this already. Let's give it a width of 300, a height of 100, a color of, let's try Dodger Blue right now. And by the way, if you wonder where I am getting these color names from, let's go to the help and type in color. And you're going to find QML basic type of color. Click on that. And they're going to tell you that this is a type for colors. And you can specify your color in a number of ways by an SVG color name, which is what we are using. You can also use a hexadecimal triplet or quad, or using these methods from the Qt global object. Click on this SVG color name link, and you are going to have a list of all the colors that you can choose. Let's copy one, for example. Let's choose this green yellow. I like it. Come back to Qt Creator and change this to green yellow. Why not? So inside here, we're going to put in a mouse area. It's going to fill its parent. And when it's clicked, we want to do something. We're going to leave this empty for now. And we want to center this rectangle too. So we're going to say, right now we're just using anchors to have things laid out nicely, but we're going to have a chance to talk about them. Let's run the application. And we have our yellow-green rectangle in the middle. You click on it, nothing happens. Okay, so we are talking about properties and signal handlers. Let's define our first property here, make it a string type. So it's going to say first name. That's what we're going to call this variable. And we are going to put in a default value of Daniel, for example. We also want to come down here and do something when the component is loaded. We are going to console log. We're going to output it, run the application, and you can guess what we are going to see. We are going to see the first name is Daniel. So when we defined first name here, Qt automatically generated the signal that is going to be fired whenever this property changes. Okay, so for example, we can say on, you can see that we have a signal called on capital M, first name changed. Okay, this is the signal that is generated for you automatically. You can notice that it starts with on, capitalizes the first letter of your property name, and then adds a changed suffix to that. Whenever you want to track your changes, you should look for this signal. So we're going to click on it, and we are going to do something when the first name changes. We are going to console log. You might have guessed it. That's what we are doing for now. And say the first name changed to the new value, which is still stored in M first name. Okay, so we are going to change the first name when we click on this mouse area. So we're going to say M first name equals John, for example. Let's run the application. Okay, the first name is Daniel. When I click here, you see that it says the first name changed to John, because we are doing that when we click on this mouse area here. So I hope this drives home the point that whenever you define a property, you also have an automatically generated signal that is fired every time something changes about that property of yours. And this works for any property that you may define, be it a string, a boolean, an integer, or whatever really. That's what I wanted to make clear in this lecture, because many of my students are confused by this thing. So I just want to make sure that it is very clear to you. Okay, this covers all I had to say in this lecture. In the next chapter, we are going to keep digging on more concepts to work with Qt Quick to design fluid user interfaces. I'll see you in the next chapter.